All right, so let's talk about what she could have done differently. This is a cold call script that I put together. It starts out with the introduction. Hello, Mary. This is Michael Halper calling from Company X. Have I caught you in the middle of anything? Then let's open with our value proposition. Great. Well, the reason for my call is we help businesses to find new ways to decrease their taxes and decrease the amount of time they spend managing their financial books, but I'm not sure if we can help you in the same way, and that's why I'm reaching out. If I could ask you real quick, how confident are you that you're minimizing the amount of taxes that you are paying? Right away, we're going to a pain question, trying to figure out how things are going. Based on the answer there, I can either ask another question, or if I get a great answer, I can move to a different part of the script. We might want to ask some of our current state questions. Are you working with a CPA today? Are you doing bookkeeping in-house or outsource? Who are you using? How's everything going? Do you think they're doing a good job at decreasing your taxes? When was the last time you looked at some other options in this area? Depending on how the conversation goes, we could progress to sharing pain points. The main reason why you'd want to share this is if you're not finding pain in the questions you're asking. So if everything seems like it's okay, you might want to just share some of the symptoms that you could possibly fix. So, a lot of businesses that I talk to, they're often paying more taxes than they need to, and the bookkeeping's really time consuming and complicated. Are you concerned about either of those areas? Maybe the prospect might answer you, provide some more information. Depending on how everything goes, you might want to progress to at some point talking about how you can help, and that is to share some product details. Based on what you shared, it might make sense for us to talk in more detail because, as I mentioned, I'm with Company X and we provide CPA and bookkeeping services, and we do everything from year-end tax returns to bookkeeping to payroll. Some ways that we're different is we're typically a lower cost provider, and we're also experts in your industry and easier to do business with. And then you might want to progress to a customer example right before you go for the close. This is a great way to not only create a little more interest, but also establish credibility for your business. We actually worked with a business similar to yours and were able to find new areas for tax savings and reduce their tax exposure by 20%. Also eliminated the time they spend on their books and created more time for business development. Then you go for the close. And remember, this is the close not for the product or the explanation. This is just the close in the next step in our process, which the next logical step in the process is just to talk more. But, I've called you out of the blue. I'm not sure if this is the best time to discuss this. Are you available for a brief 15-20 minute meeting where I can share some examples of how we've helped other small businesses to find new ways to decrease their taxes, decrease the amount of time they spend on their books? So those bullet points there are just a repeat of our value points, which we're just sharing our value proposition at the end right when we're trying to close, similar to actually what she did in her cold call script. Are you available Tuesday or Thursday morning, or are you available to continue talking about this right now? So that's a cold call script. Not saying it would magically turn every call into a lead, but I do believe it's a more effective approach than her approach, which was more product selling. This is more of a consultative selling approach, and it should lead to establishing more conversations, and that would lead to better quality leads that she would have moved on to her Zoom meeting where she can present her company. The last thing I want to talk about is I want to go back to that objection that I gave her, which was just send me your info. So instead of just sending over the info, she could bounce back to an earlier part in her cold call script to keep the call going, which is to ask more pain questions. Maybe when I said just send me your info, there are questions that she hasn't asked. And so she could deflect that objection by saying something like, I can certainly do that so that I know what best to send you. Can I ask you real quick, how much does managing your books distract from you building your business? And then she asked me that question, then I might answer that. And based on my answer there, then she could either follow up with another question, or maybe my answer there gives her a reason to go back for the close. Instead of sending over information, there may be justification for talking in more detail. She could also respond to that objection in the exact same way with her current state questions instead of her pain questions. So, hey, I can certainly do that so I know what best to send you. Are you currently outsourcing your bookkeeping and payroll, or are you doing that in-house? How's everything going? Do you know if they've done a good job of decreasing your taxes? So again, those questions keep the conversation going. You might get completely away from the request for information and just end up in a longer discussion and maybe progress to the next step of your sales process. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that gives you some ideas of how you can improve your cold calling, your cold call script. If this has helped you in at least one way and you want to return the favor, very easy for you to do. All you have to do is like, comment, share this video. Any or all of those will help us tremendously. Subscribe to this channel. We would greatly appreciate that. If you think this is helpful information, you may want to follow us on any or all of these social platforms. We post sales tips every morning on these, so be on the lookout for that. If you want more help and you find this fairly intriguing, everything I've shown you here today is part of the SMART sales system. To explain to you what SMART is sales messaging and response tactics. Our approach to helping salespeople to sell more is to improve what they say. We believe that the words that a salesperson uses is their best sales tool. And so as you can see from this video here, we're very big on being organized and having a good message. And that's the sales messaging part of this sales system. And then as you can see, we're also big on response tactics. So how are you responding to the prospect? How are you responding to objections? Now we refer to this as a sales system because this is not just a bunch of tips, but this is an actual system and process that you can implement for yourself or for your sales organization. And it starts with level one. Level one in the SMART sales system is to build your sales message. This is the foundation. So this is what I went through to create the sample sales script for this video. And so the process to build your sales message is to go through steps to identify what is it you sell, who are you communicating to, what are your benefits, what are the pain points you resolve, what are the questions and whatnot. Then once you have your sales message, then you can use your sales message to create your script and your emails and your voicemails and objection responses and whatnot. Then you can progress to level 3 in the SMART sales system, which is sort of the how-to. So once you have your cold call script, how are you actually using that on the call? How are you bouncing from one section to another? How are you doing cold emailing? So everything I showed you in this video in terms of those tactics is part of level 3 in the SMART sales system. Now the good news is if you want to get started with the SMART sales system, you could do that for free because it is all on YouTube. Our full training program is on YouTube that takes you step by step through all of these levels and all of these processes, and it's all completely free. Now, the upgrade there, and the reason why we give that away for free is that our business model is to sell our software product called Sales Scripter. And Sales Scripter basically aligns with these 3 levels as well. So if you wanted to go the next level, Sales Scripter will help you to build your sales message because there's actually an area in Sales Scripter called the Sales Message Builder that takes you through each step and helps you to organize all of your thoughts and build your sales message. Once you have your sales message, Sales Scripter will actually use your sales message to populate level 2, and there's an area of Sales Scripter called the Sales Playbook, which is actually a library of scripts and emails and voicemails and objection responses and whatnot, and it fills in with your sales message, providing you with a library of documents. And then Sales Scripter can help you with level 3 in terms of helping you with your cold calling, cold emailing, objection handling, and whatnot. If you want more help beyond that, the upgrade from there would be you could certainly purchase consulting hours with me personally, and I can work with you at any of these steps or all of these steps. I can help you to build your sales message, build your scripts, build your emails, and help you with the execution part of level 3. So if those are interesting but you're not quite sure, another option for you is you can buy our book called The SMART Sales System, Sell Smarter, Not Harder. There's basically a chapter in the book for each step of the process. So there's a chapter on sales process, cold calling, cold emailing, objection handling, getting around gatekeepers and whatnot. You can get a copy on Amazon here. That's pretty much it. Hopefully this was interesting and helpful to you. If you want more information, more tips, more help, go to salescripter.com. There's plenty of videos, free ebooks. You can contact us with any questions there. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Happy hunting.